The STEM Society.
So Ab-Soul dropped his new album called Soul Burger. It's 15 tracks. I think it's 50. How many minutes is that? 54 minutes. Typically, when I listen to an Ab-Soul album, a lot of stuff that he says go over my head. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of stuff that he says that kind of, like you have to be either really, really spiritual to get, or you gotta know some books. And this one right here felt more genuine. He did dedicate this album to his lost friend, which I think was dope as hell. It's real. The album's real digestible. I love it. I've only listened to it twice, but it is one of my favorite albums this year. I think the features that he put on here were amazing. I'm gonna read them off to you really quick. Jason Martin, Thirsty P, Vince Staples, Cam Carson, Doechie's on here, Notorious N.I.Q, Fresh, and Ty Dolla $ign. Lupe Fiasco actually makes an appearance on here. Punch and Asia Holiday and Blast. The features compliment him instead of outshine him. I like especially the California Dream song. That's my favorite song on the whole album. I've listened to that song at least 50 times, no cap. The production, which I think Knife Wonder produced that track. Something about that guitar riff and the Delphonics. He took a sample from the Delphonics, and it's just something about that track that pulls me in every time. Mostly the production and the end of the song where he's rapping and it sounds like he's like a kid on the corner and he's rapping. He's like, hey man, that dude was fire. A lot of the album has to do with him talking about how great of a rapper he is. I think that's the kind of energy Ab-Soul should always have. I think Ab is one of the best rappers we got in this generation. That nigga can rap his ass off, and he does it. Again, sometimes his metaphors and his entendres go over some people's head because they're just not as deep into the things that he's deep into. Like me, I get lost sometimes, but something about this album just made his raps way more digestible and way more palatable. It gave me an idea of like, you know, it felt like he was talking to me more. And I like that. I like the fact that he has that energy of he should be talked about with other rappers. I like the fact that he dedicates a lot of this to his homeboy. The theme of the album is just very well done. Sequencing is great. I like the way songs go into other songs. There's not really a lot of gripes I have on the album, to be honest with you. I think it goes by really, really fast. It doesn't feel like it's a 54-minute album. It goes by really quickly, and I like that. It kind of goes along with what TDE has been doing this year. It feels like TDE just knows how to package the product and give it to us in a very great way. The rollout wasn't too long. He let us know what this album was about. He had just dropped Herbert, maybe what was it, 2022, late 2022, which I thought Herbert was another great album that he put out, and you know, he just got to it, and I respect that about him, and I respect it about TDE. I think TDE is very much dominating 2024. When you think about Doechie's album, when you think about Schoolboy Q's Blue Lips album, and now we get to Ab-Soul's Solo Burger, I think that TDE has put together a nice array of music, and all of it don't sound the same. Like Doechie, Schoolboy, and Ab, none of those albums sound alike, and I respect that. You can tell it came from TDE by the certain quality of each album, but the sound differs for each artist, and I like that about TDE and what they've been doing. Back to Ab though. This should be one of those albums. I don't know what it is about the fourth quarter, but it feels like people are putting out their best work towards the end of the year, and it's making it really hard for me to make my top 10 list. I love this album. I've gone through it again twice. I'm already thinking about putting it in my top 10. I don't know how you feel about it, but I just love this album.